So this is my 5th Titanic video. That's not really a Titanic video. But this video is going to show you around my little apartment in East Hampton, Massachusetts, of some of the things that I have in my apartment that are related to ocean liners. And I'm going to walk over here, actually, because my friend Felix gave me this real old-fashioned steamer trunk. His mother's mother had 3 of these. And this steamer trunk is 85 years old, and it's heavy. And I'm going to open the steamer trunk and have you take a look inside. Sorry. So this is a very old-fashioned steamer trunk that first-class passengers would carry. And I'm just going to... It kind of smells. It's really old. It's got a real old-fashioned smell. There's even a little suitcase in here, which is pretty cool, that I'm going to open up. I don't really like opening this because I have a tough time closing it back. But this is the suitcase in there, little small suitcase. I think there's some hangers in here as well. I'm not really sure. See, now I'm having a tough time. This is why I didn't want to open. Alright, there we go. And there are drawers. Different drawers. I don't know what the hell this is. This one, just a little itty bitty drawers. So that's just one example of an ocean liner thing I have in my house. This picture here is a picture of an old clipping sailing ship that my friend found in the trash can in Northampton. Somebody was moving out of their apartment in Northampton and decided they didn't want this anymore, so they threw it in the trash, and now it hangs on my wall. Very beautiful picture. Lots of my friends like this picture a lot. I love it. I'm going to go over here now to the other part of my house. Let me just shut this fan off. And this is an old 1960s print that I got from a book in Northampton of the Olympic. This is a wartime print of the Olympic. If you can sort of see, it says SS Olympic, RMS Olympic. It gives the dimensions of the ship and the characteristics. So this is just another example of something that's related to Titanic and ocean liners that's in my house. A lot of British stuff in here that I love. Map of England. This is a picture of the Union Jack flag, particularly the coat of arms for the Queen. On your left you have the Scottish. No, on your right. Sorry, on the right you have your Scottish unicorn, and on the left you have your lion. And this lion is used on the Cunard Line as the Cunard Line's logo on their hats and everything, and then it says God in my right. I'm going to take you into the kitchen because of my apartment. And oh look, we have another British trash can here. So this says 2:20 in the morning because this clock doesn't work. But I decided, rather than to throw the clock out, I decided to put the clock at 2:20 in the morning, because every time I wash my dishes and every time I come into the kitchen, it reminds me of the 1,496 people that died in the Titanic, and it particularly reminds me of the crew and the staff and the people who made the Titanic work. So that's why it's always going to be set at 2:20 in the morning in my house. I know people might think of that as a very weird thing, but I like it a lot. It reminds me a lot of their deaths, and it's not going to change. So it's just going to stay 2:20. Well, I think it says 2:21. I'm not sure. And this is another print when you come into the front door that people don't really notice. But this is a print of the SS Liberty, which was, I think it was the SS Europa or Berman before. Yeah, it was the SS Europa. and you can see the dimensions on here of the ship. Another wartime print from the 1960s that I got from the same book. So you can kind of see that. And now we're going to go into my bedroom with another fan that's on. Not really much a lot of Ocean Liner related stuff in here, except I have a lot of books and stuff. Of course, I have the Union Jack flag everywhere in my house. And here's another clock. This clock is next to my bed, actually. It says 11:40 at night. Same as the clock in my kitchen. But this clock says 11:40. This reminds me of people who were sleeping in their cabins, nice and comfortable, like I always do, because I love sleeping and not really getting out of the bed. And it reminds me of those people, you know, they're sleeping in their bed, they're comfortable, and all of a sudden they hear this very grinding noise, they don't know what it is, and then the engines stop. So, this is a perfect example of my love of Ocean Liners and Titanic that's throughout my house. And I particularly like having it at 11:40, because every time I wake up and I look at it, whether it's in the morning or the night or whatever, it always reminds me of the people who were on the Titanic. And I think that's a very unique thing. I haven't seen anybody actually do that yet in their house or in their office or wherever. And so these clocks are always there all the time. And I don't think there's anything else related to... Oh, wait. Here is a map that my friend gave me of the entire southwest coast of England. And you can see on here, you can see the Solent here on the map. If we go up, we can find... Oh, look, there's Southampton, the port where Titanic sailed from. Very beautiful map, very detail-oriented map. If you follow my hand, I think the Titanic went down the Solent, made a starboard turn around the Isle of Wight and then down to Cherbourg. I might be wrong about that. There's Portsmouth, another British naval port. And is Plymouth on this map? No, Plymouth is not on this map. But Bristol is on this map. Way up here. There you are, Bristol. Yep, Bristol is on this map. This is where the Great Western is right. This is where the Great Britain is right now. This is where the Great Western sailed from. This is when Isabel Kingdom Brunel made all of his famous steamships. And then, oh, where's Cardiff, Wales? Oh, Wales is not here. One of my other favorite countries. So that's it for my Titanic video showing around my small apartment in East Hampton, Massachusetts, of all the things that are related to Ocean Liners and Titanic within my house. So I hope you enjoyed this improv tour.